welcome to the Adventure Archive, where we're playing Batrachian Swamps. We are the Pissboys, and my name is Ryan.
I am 2d6 goblins again.
I'm Andy, evil Andy.
And I am Micah.
And we're the Pissboys.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you just dropped that.
That got me.
Back at it again.
So yeah, this is Batrachian Swamps, written by Micah Anderson, who is this person right here, and Nate. I will never not say it wrong. It's Treme.
Yeah, Treme.
Right.
I also, in confidence, heard him say Tremmy before, and that like rocked my world. Yeah.
Every time I talk to somebody who knows Nate, I hear something different. So Nate, one day we would love to have you on and you tell us how to say your name. So this is actually episode 2, right? 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're doing something a little bit different. The first creator cut was on the Weekly Scroll, which is our podcast here on the Adventure Archive. But we're going to try to turn this into more of a semi-regular stream. If we can, and I think it only took us like 2 months for all of our schedules to line up.
It was actually,
right.
It was almost 2 months exactly, because I believe it was December 16th we played the first episode.
Yeah. So we're going to be trying to turn this into a semi-regular stream. So we're going to keep it on the Adventure Archive, which is kind of like the overarching brand that our podcast is under. It's kind of our side project, but this is the main squeeze right here. So henceforth, we will be here on the Adventure Archive. All the YouTube and everything's still the same, but here's where we will be for this. So I don't really remember. I mean, I remember vampires and that I saved everybody. Couldn't remember my name, though.
Not what happened.
So, Farseeing Craig, I think you rewatched the episode. Do you want to give us a quick recap? And then we'll throw it to Micah to kind of talk about, like, what's going on and what we're doing?
Yeah, so I definitely rewatched most of the episode. So last time, our fearless group, Imfel, Grayson, and Farseeing Craig got lost in the swamps due to Farseeing Craig having a map that came from the arts department in his former college that he left, and thus not being super functional. They outran a hill moving through the swamp that is probably still there.
Nice 20.
Rolled 20 for Pissboys. If you're listening and podcasting, this is going to be a weird episode for you because we're weird people. But after avoiding this moving hill through the swamp, we arrived in a small town. We did some looting, the regular stuff. And we went into a church. Beneath that church, we found a ghoul. I tried to make a deal with a ghoul. Ended up getting frustrated by the ghoul and killing it. We then found a vampire's little hideout in Coffin. And Ryan threw me a rock that hits things and kills them a 5% chance, and I almost died instantly, but then I used that rock to smash the vampire's skull in. I believe that's the last thing that happened.
I think I said at the end that you all like emerged and the townspeople were grateful, and I think they gave you one of the empty houses.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool.
As recompense.
So we have a home now. We're homeowners, y'all.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we live in this terrible place now.
We're like a thruple commune thing. That's cool. Very progressive. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So a new dawn breaks over the swamp. The people of the village are happy, kind of perplexed. Some of them are not so happy that you like killed their priest, but they'll get another one. It'll be fine. Yeah, you've got a house. They don't have a lot of money here, so that's kind of like what they gave you in return for ending their issue.
Gotcha.
So I remember last time we were kind of asking about Ryan. You were about to say something. Go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say something. So for the people who maybe, since this is going to be in a kind of different section of the YouTube channel and not on the Weekly Scroll. Micah, real quick, since we just talked about killing vampires and me saving the day and everything, what actually are we doing? What is this game? And yeah.
Well, that's kind of up to y'all because this is a hex crawl, so you can basically just do whatever. It's a big sandbox for you to, play in, kind of make your own stories just by going around and seeing what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So it's bastards
Yes.
A game created by someone named Micah.
Yeah. I've heard of it.
Yeah. And it is a what is Bastards?
It is a kind of OSR adjacent ASR after school revival, rules light dragon game. It's basically just my home rules that I like using because I don't like, reading. And in fact, before the stream when we were advancing characters, I actually just home ruled my own game. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah. So that is where we're at, and we'll get going. We're playing Bastards with creator Micah Anderson here in the Adventure Archive for episode 2 of the Batrachian Swamps, a hex crawl that had kicked off with a vampire.
Absolutely.
Sick. So previously, did we ask anyone around town about like any points of interest? I feel like we did. I can't remember what answer we got though, and I didn't see it when I skimmed.
I believe they warned you about a fort to the north where
they did warn us about a fort to the north. So I feel like, guys, as a group, are we definitely pursuing this fort to the north?
Yeah. Didn't we see something very big moving in the swamp at one point too?
Yes.
Yes, we did. We saw a hill. Yeah, we ran away from a hill. That's how it was described.
What is our this is a very silly character question because I feel like I'm supposed to come up with this answer myself. What is our motivation for finding some of these things in the swamp? I'm just a poor orphan. I guess in killing a vampire, well, helping to kill a vampire, I now am a homeowner, so that's a step up. Am I literally just gold greedy and want some gold?
Traditionally.
I have a house. Maybe now I want a fort.
Traditionally, yeah.
Yeah.
My conception of all this is that for some reason, you all, maybe for your own reasons, you all don't want to go back to the civilized lands of the empire. For some reason, nothing there for you. You're out here, doing your own thing.
Yeah, I got too old for the orphanage, and they kept kicking me out. Wouldn't give me gruel anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know how much you love gruel.
That big perpetual pot of it.
Yeah, perpetual
gruel life. Yeah.
Listen, Farseeing Craig, he was just tired of that college life. He wanted to go out and stretch his legs and learn firsthand. You
probably have student debt.
Maybe.
Don't we all?
I thought this was a fantasy game.
This is pure simulation, baby.
Yeah. So are we like on the next day now? We got our house.
Yeah. You've emerged from the dungeon and you told everybody, and day is broken. You're probably pretty tired. So
I think we're all going to take a little bit of a nappy nap,
All right.
I'm going to take the black obsidian idol, and I would like to hide it somewhere effective, like inside the house that we
Yeah. So there's a mayor, and he's just like this really snivelly little dude.
Yeah.
And he comes along, and he's like, "Oh, please, for your help in defeating the evil being that accosted us and overwhelmed us, we would like to present you with property in the fantastic town of Ulk." And
Thank you so
makes
much.
a good show of like shaking your hand in front of the town, like posing for the camera, kind of like. But there's no camera or anything. Everyone's just kind of like standing there, and most of the people they don't give a shit. They just kind of like there's one dude like in the crowd, and that's it.
Oh man.
But he leads you to this like pretty decrepit kind of shack on the edge of town. And he's like, "Here's the deed," and hands it to you. Can any of you read?
I went to college.
Oh, so you can read.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the church would have taught me how to read at the orphanage, but
they would have taught you how to like write your own name or like speak Latin.
Yeah, I can't read and write common or English or whatever it is, but I can sing. Oh God.
Yeah, you can sing in church Latin, but you can't really read any English. So yeah, you're reading it, Hunter, and it's like dense, packed legalese. You can't make heads or tails of it. It's so dense, and there's like.
Does it seem like it's even has anything to do with property?
Yeah, it's like it's like property taxes and all kinds of like, encroachment laws and adverse possession and all kinds of stuff in there.
Well,
Grayson's trying to look it over and finally just turns to Craig. What does this mean, Craig?
Yeah. It means it's our house.
Parts of it actually are in church Latin.
Oh, Grayson just begins bawling now that he owns a home, just crying uncontrollably.
There's a section of my life. He's like unfurling it, and it's a big scroll. And at the bottom of it, there's a section for you to like sign your names.
Yeah, I sign it.
Grayson signs as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
so excitedly.
Put an X on it.
Put a big X on it. Yeah. He's like, great. Your first property tax payment and rent payment is due by the end of next week. And he like walks off.
Sure, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So, can we go? I walk in the house.
I've saddled you with a burden, not a reward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So inside the house, it's like 2 or 3 rooms. Let's say 3. I'll give you that.
Nice.
There's like a main room. There's like a water closet, and then there's a storeroom, smaller room. Right. That's it, whatever your dreams can make of it.
Storeroom study. Excellent. It is. I'm just like walk into the storeroom and I close the door behind me.
There's like a single shelf up against the wall.
Perfect.
The main room has a couple of like really old, moldy, barnacle encrusted straw cots.
Nice.
Grayson goes straight for the closet. It's so roomy in here. Can I have this one?
The water closet?
Yes.
Yeah. There's like it's really cramped. It's like 2 feet by 2 feet almost.
Oh yeah. And Grayson is like all about it. I've never had this much room to myself before.
There's this really tarnished copper mirror on the wall. And then it looks like there's a bench like built into the wall. That's got a lid.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Opening that up. Let's see what's in that bench.
There is a hole in the middle that drops straight down to the swamp below.
Oh. I think I'm still gonna keep it.
You can sleep
Are
on
you just
top
realizing
of the
what
lid.
a water closet is?
Yeah, I would say,
Yes.
you're
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Yeah. I have learned now.
There's also like a book in there that's like a farmer's almanac, and like the first half of it has been ripped out.
Oh. Okay. Well, one step closer. We are one step closer to being slumlords.
I would like to find a hiding place in my little storage closet. Is that possible, or is it just like the floorboards go straight down to the swamp?
Yeah, there's a crawl space, sure, like a little one.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my obsidian idol in this crawl space.
How about this? Like, there's not a crawl space, but there's like a bunch of like where the stilts are. There's a bunch of like cross ties and stuff. So it's not
totally
solid, but you can like.
That's okay.
Hang
That'll
it up
do.
in there.
Yeah. I stick it up in there.
All right, there you go. You got it. Yeah, you actually find it hard to find a floorboard that is nailed down.
Cool. Perfect house.
Excellent.
Nice.
We're gonna have to work on that if we want this place to be secure. But I guess Grayson's gonna take a nap after staying up all night raiding a vampire's home, and hopefully wake up reinvigorated to do other things. I don't know.
Cause more havoc.
Yes,
exactly. Perfect. Yeah, you sleep through the night unbothered. It seems like most people, like, even if there were thieves or whatever that wanted to bother you, they don't seem inclined to fuck with you after having just killed a vampire.
Yeah, probably a good move on their part. Yeah.
You wake up.
Get hit in the head with a rock.
You sleep through. You sleep, and normally it doesn't do anything, but sometimes it'll kill you instantly. You sleep through the rest of that day and the next night because you were beat. You were bushed.
Excellent.
And you wake up the next day around dawn.
Dawn breaks.
That's always good.
Yeah. So I dust off I assume I took I'm wearing like a school jacket and stuff, and I put it over. Is there like a bench in the room where I just laid it out flat on the floor?
No, this is like a new apartment. You don't have any furniture.
Yeah, cool. So I laid flat on the floor next to it. I didn't even use it as a pillow. I start whipping it out and putting my stuff on.
As you wake up, there's a big black screen, and it says 6 days until rent in white, like the Majora's Mask.
Oh, lordy.
Do you have a Letterman's jacket? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, basically. I actually kind of assumed it was like a private school blazer, but a Leatherman jacket is much funnier.
I was thinking like private school blazer, but whatever.
Okay. Were you like a jock?
No, I definitely was.
You've got 14 strength.
I have 12 strength.
That's still higher than 10.
Yeah, I know. I'm in good shape, but I definitely sold weird haze-like wizard concoctions that I bought from somebody in a chem lab.
That guy. All right.
Not that I've ever tried any hallucinogens myself, but
yeah, never.
Farseeing Craig says, he just sells it.
This is a fantasy game. You can do fantasy things in it, like drugs.
Yeah.
yeah. Like a fantasy thing like drugs,
Yeah.
Grayson is already up before both of you are awake and is impatiently walking around, going outside, closing the door, coming back in, and finally gets your attention. Is so what are we doing next? I have never had this much fun in my life.
I've never had this much roof either. This is great.
I think we're going north. I think we're going to the fort. I mean, it told us not to go there, but also every sign about the church said we shouldn't have gone in there. So I think we should keep going against common sense.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Do we know if there is a supply store or something in this village?
There's a general store.
A general store? Okay. Yeah. Grayson says to the other two, I'd like to go buy some things with this gold that he has. He's got just a ridiculously large pouch of gold now. He's got 97 gold, which is to him is a ridiculous amount.
You have 97 gold?
I have 97 gold.
Did you get that from turning over one of those houses?
I think that was part of it.
Yes, and I found some in priestly robes that was in the church, and one other location.
So I'm getting from this is that after we robbed some houses, you turned out of priest pockets, and now you have a ton of gold.
Actually, how about you all decide what you're going to do? I'm actually going to go run and grab something real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Some supplemental materials. I will be right back.
Okay.
I feel like I had stuff written down somewhere at some point. And I don't have it anymore.
Also, we have those infernal banknotes. I don't think anybody in the swamp's going to want to buy that from us, but somebody is.
Oh, yeah, I have 30 infernal banknotes.
And Ryan, you have, I think it was 60 notes, and you guys let me keep one and split the other half. So I think, Ryan, you've got 29. And I have 10 GP written next to it.
Look at this guy. This guy takes notes. He's trying to stick you.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't do this way for a reason.
Yeah. What do you have?
I got 110 silver, 5 gold. I got a bunch of stuff that I literally cannot read.
Perfect.
There's an ivory eye of Gung. A stiletto.
Oh, because we found the porn stash. Remember the stiletto and the...
I didn't want to say it because I thought I wrote porn, but I definitely wrote porn.
Yeah, we found the priest's little get-off gear.
We got the priest's porn. Yeah, that's right.
Porn.
Yeah. All right, so yeah. So I got crystal, silver plates, a platter. Oh yeah, we stole all the stuff. But yeah, ivory, eye of Gung, a stiletto, porn, and hellish banknotes. And I have 110 silver and 5 gold. All right. Cool. That's what I get for not throwing away all my post-it notes.
There you go, man. Yeah.
Very
also,
nice.
shout out you for really taking notes on your post-it notes and using them, and then being
Well, I
like,
should really-
"Oh, that was 2 months ago."
I should really take notes, maybe in like a document that I'll.
Yeah. I think I have less money than y'all. I have 100 silver, but I have both of the potions, so I assume I just took both the potions because I didn't take any gold.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have
Yellow.
that one. I have the black gloves and the cloud.
No, I'm saying that potions are liquid gold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Okay. So the yellow glowing potion is not.
No, you have
liquid
not discovered
gold,
what
yes.
that one is yet. No, it's not liquid
Wait,
gold.
is that piss
That'd be
joke?
cool, though.
Did you just implant a piss joke?
Oh lordy. Okay, so Grayson wants to go see if he can buy any ranged weapon at all. He would like a ranged weapon.
Yes,
So-
you go to the. Sorry, I don't actually. Here's the thing. Little peek behind the curtain. I don't have a fort written up, so that's what I am currently doing before you guys get there. So, pardon me if I'm a little distracted.
That's okay.
That's
That's the most perfect bastards like thing to do, like honestly ever. Yeah. So Grayson, you're going to a shop.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm trying to
Go
find
shop.
my equipment list. So
I'm looking for any way possible to ingest this bottle of vampire blood that I have.
you can just drink it.
No, that doesn't seem like a thing I would do. I would get like a chemistry set and I'd.
Are you gonna butt bong it?
Yeah, let's go.
Butt chug
You're a
it?
butt chug.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You got Infel holding you up by the ankles.
There you go.
Hey, Impel. Hey, I really want to try something weird, but I need you to help me out for a second.
You
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
both watch as soon as the kid leaves. You're like, all right, let's do it.
Listen, I only got 2 hands. We need the kid to stuff.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna butt chug this bottle of vampire blood. It says literally my sheet says bottle of vampire blood. Parentheses, great idea.
Oh my lord.
Family-friendly podcast. Yeah, we're good.
That's great.
My fucking girlfriend's watching this too. Hey, I'm butt chugging
Hey.
vampire blood.
He's like, well, something that try it.
All right, so you start chugging. You feel
Right.
like glug glug again. It feels very cold,
okay,
like colder than normal lukewarm liquid is.
okay. Colder than normally chugging, butt chugging lukewarm liquid. Okay, totally.
So why don't you roll me give me a luck check, please?
I closed my dice roller for some reason because I'm not a big brain. Oh, I fail terribly.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. I'm going to say. Hold on. Let me find a place to write this down while I adjudicate this. Okay. I'm trying to think of what would be funniest. I think it would be funniest if you just died. But you know what? Yeah, your HP, boom, down to 0.
Cool.
You are dying. You feel their ankles like in your hands, just like go limp and cold.
Oh, cool.
All right, how hard are you holding them right now?
I mean, if he just went completely limp, I dropped the
you
shit out.
dropped-
Yeah,
you
I was
dropped-
gonna say, like,
yeah.
are you
Yeah.
supporting him or are you just holding him?
I mean, I was supporting him more like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not like.
He fucking drops down, slams
Good.
onto the floor. Are you wearing the rest of your clothes or are you completely nude? This is not germane. I want to picture it.
No, he's Donald Ducking it. Still has the shirt on.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
That's
I
what
still
I
even have the pants are kind of around my ankles. You know.
Yeah, I honestly figured you didn't have pants. I figured you just had a robe that you kind of like rucked up.
No, I think I have trousers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you slam onto the ground. You're at 0 health. So since you're dying, you can test your luck to come back at 1 HP or die.
Well, I kind of can't like really die right now. So,
what makes you say that?
I have the black egg that I fed my blood last episode.
Oh, you're right. Okay. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, I look up at Ryan or I look up at Emfel. I'm like, I'll be back.
So you're not even going to try? Test your luck. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll test my luck there.
Yeah.
And of course I fucking crit pass. I roll like a 1. I know it's not crit pass, but I roll a fucking 1. So.
Oh, you do it.
Okay, so I have 1 HP.
You are very cold. You like cough. Blood comes out. It's like curdled. Like there's more than just blood in there. You're coughing up organs a little bit. But then you stop. You feel cold. You don't feel like you can't feel your heart beating, and then you stay there for like a minute, and then you hear like a really faint one. So you're okay. You're at 1 HP.
I need
you're
to
alive.
take notes. I say to Emfel.
Oh, okay. And I grab your hand, and it's like cold, and I'm just like, you're just laying on the ground. I assume with like blood kind of pulling out of your ass, like cold as ice. You know. I just throw your trousers over you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I eventually get up and dress myself, you know?
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You feel a little shaky, but
Okay, I'm going to go into town and look for something to help give my HP back to not 1, if there is such a thing. I'm going to the general store, looking for general items, you know?
See me there?
I say, I'm like, oh, hey. I'm like pale, like eyes sunken in, like huge, like bruised bags under my eyes. Hey.
What did you do?
okay. So
It doesn't matter.
I've got rules for it now.
Okay. All right. So we can move on from butt chugging and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
That was a great segment, Ryan. That was a great bit, okay? It really lives that moment.
As you walk outside and like into the daylight, you know, you are blinded. You can't fucking see shit for like 5 minutes. They finally adjust, but you still like, you've got to like kind of shade your eyes to see anything in any good detail. You also have -2 strength and dex right now.
I don't like that.
Okay, so you're heading to the general store too?
Fuck, I have a 7 in dex right now. It's amazing.
What were you were trying to buy a ranged weapon, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I was going to buy a bunch of stuff for potential adventuring if possible.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So I was hoping to get a bow if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Some arrows.
Okay.
I'm just going to go through the list. Caltrops, backpack, crowbar, spikes, rations, lantern, oil, ropes, spear.
Yeah, you can find most of those things pretty easily. There's no spear, but there's a harpoon. I'll just say it does the same thing. Same stats,
Okay.
you know. Bows, they're kind of shitty. There's not a lot of like really good wood out here, but you know,
Okay.
you'll find some. They've got arrows for sale. They've got most of the other stuff. Ropes for sure. Caltrops, they don't have, but he has a bag of nails.
Oh, that's okay. Bag of nails. Perfect. And adding all this up from the gear list,
Yeah.
it would be, I mean, if I got 2 things of oil and the lantern and the quivers and all that, I'd be looking at about like 50-ish gold, 55 gold.
I am really glad you did all that math for me.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, cool.
The old dude hands it to you. Yeah, he's good to go.
Thank you, says with like the most innocent, like boyish, like manners. Walks off with like enough to like go on
like duct tape and chloroform in his backpack, and he's like, "Have a good day.
I'm ready to murder people." Oh boy.
Oh man.
Perfect. Yeah. So I like bump in to Grayson as he's checking out. I'm like, please, I just need medicine.
Old man, do you have medicine for my friend here?
He looks a mite dead. I ain't got no medicine for that.
Really close to dead.
Really close to dead. How about some good food?
Oh, you can find that down at the tavern there. They got that perpetual stew going. Turtle stew.
Okay. So we like. Well, I think we're blowing past that. We're just gonna take half dead Farseeing Craig on an adventure and see what happens. You know.
Hey, well, listen. I want to buy stuff. I can buy stuff.
Oh,
I got money.
I mean, you haven't said anything.
Well, you were dying. He was buying stuff. I'm waiting patiently in the back. You know, I see like you still dripping blood out the bottom of your pants.
Infel was cleaning up the blood back at your house.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hey, clean up butt blood.
Blood bottle back there. You're good with that. No, but I just want a melee weapon that doesn't suck. So what's on offer here?
They've got some axes, some like bill hooks, kind of nautical themed. Dude offers you a cudgel, and it's just like a tree branch that he cut down and wound some rope around the handle of.
Let's see. That's a medium weapon. Mace is a heavy weapon. What would a cudgel be? Same as a club? Just a club?
Yeah, club, yeah.
Club is a medium. What's bad about having a heavy weapon? What is my downside to this?
2 hands.
Oh, I'm fine with that. Are there any heavy weapons there?
Yeah, probably the bill hook. That's a 2-handed weapon. And that's basically just a stick with a hook-shaped blade on the end. They use it for cleaning the leather off of these catfish they catch.
Yeah, but like no swords or nothing.
No, you're in a general store in the middle of nowhere.
How many axes do they have?
You got a fair few. They're mostly like woodworking axes, but you know, you'll be fine if you use it.
I'll take an axe. Now I have this stiletto. Is this we decided this was mostly like show, right?
Or is it'll work as a knife. It's a small weapon, yeah.
Okay, well then how about I just snag a couple of axes?
How many axes do you want?
I mean, let's go with
a handful.
They're medium. You know, it's like an axe, not a hatchet.
12. I don't know. Oh, it is. It's just straight up like. But like it's still one-handed, right?
You can use it with both hands. It's a medium weapon.
But if I could do like axe and dagger, you know, right?
Sure.
Okay, well then I'll just take one.
You can just chop the handle off if you're strong enough.
Or I can get this dead guy here to do it for me with this 14 strength. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and get an axe. I'll just snag an axe. I'll go with an axe.
Okay. 4 gold.
Yep. All right, now we can take this dead guy on an adventure.
Yeah.
Let's get you some gruel first. Let's get you some gruel first before we go. He doesn't look so good, Infamil. I mean, I kind of want some gruel before we go too. Just real quick, we'll just pop in, get some gruel.
Right.
Yeah, I'm down for some gruel. Let's get some perpetual gruel.
Let's do it. Perpetual gruel.
You go in there. The bartender, she like gives you a kind of gruff little one-armed salute there, and then says, "It's on the house for today."
Nice, we're heroes.
Excellent. Yes.
So we grueled up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I bet. Cool.
Do you get anything back for grueling it? You get anything back for grueling it? Or
I feel better, I'm sure. In my head.
in your head?
You always feel better with a full stomach, you know?
Yeah. All right, let's get on our little skiffy boat and sail off to the north.
Can we name our boat?
Harpoon to like no?
Did you like fix the boat? Last I remembered, it was all fucked up, and you'd use snake to cover it up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, didn't you fix it with snake? We're all good on snake, right?
I don't think you fixed it. I think you patched it. You know,
I patched it. I liquefied then solidified.
It's been a few days, and that snake has rotted off.
Ah, that was good snake.
There's a boatwright in town, and he is definitely willing to sell you like a skiff.
I stumble up to the boatwright. You know, I'm like, hello. I would like to purchase one of your fine vessels.
Yeah, you take a look. There's like a dock out here that's like been roped off from the rest. Like the rest are pretty much like kind of public docks that anyone can, you know, skiff off of or whatever. This one's been roped off, and he like sits on a barrel reading like a little pamphlet or something.
Okay.
With a jug of rum next to him. And he kind of jumps up as soon as anyone comes by, because like he doesn't get a lot of business in a town where everyone already has boats. And he seems very ecstatic. He like lifts up the hook like it's a velvet hook or velvet rope at a club and like lets you in.
It's like it's like a stanchion at the airport, you know?
He gestures very broadly. He's like, well, take them in. They're all shitty. They're all terrible.
Okay.
You've got some like 2-person rowboats, some canoes. Like the biggest one is this almost like Viking longship, but not that big. It's kind of like a skiff, very flat bottomed, but it's got a mast on it.
Do we even know really how to sail? I know we know how to paddle, but are we sailors?
It's definitely small enough that you can still paddle it, but it does have a sail.
Okay. How much for the masty one?
He looks at you with pride and about 3 teeth, and he goes, 100 gold.
Oh, get fucked. No way.
You gotta make it worth it for me. You gotta make it worth it for me, he said. Or there's no fucking deal.
What if I give you a bottle of snake?
He kind of like contemplates it for a minute. He's like, what kind of snake?
What kind of snake you looking for?
You get me a cool enough snake, and I'll give you that boat.
Like a bottle of snake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like cobra wine? Is that what you mean?
No, I mean liquid snake in liquid form.
Oh shit! That like moonshine. That's awesome. That's awesome, bro. Yeah. Here, you take this little paddler canoe, and you get out there and you get me a bottle of snake, and I'll give you that big beauty right there. And he gives you like a 3-person canoe.
Okay, I run to the general store and grab a bottle with like X's on it, you know.
Yeah, you actually look outside the tavern, and the barkeep is like setting a few out for the night, or like from the night before that are empty. Yeah, you can just run up there and snatch one of them.
Yeah, I take one, and I can easily find this. I can detect snakes if I need to.
Yeah, you eventually like you're kind of waiting out the mud, the pluff mud, stomping around, getting them to like slither.
It's almost like noodling, you know?
Yeah, it is. It takes like an hour or so. You get really sunburnt, and it's horrible. But you like sunburn before wasn't fun, but now it's worse.
Oh, okay, cool, sick. Things are really going my way.
You feel somehow sunburnt on your bones.
Oh.
And you eventually like grab a snake, liquefy it, pour it into the bottle.
Perfect. And I run. I'm like, this is the finest bottle of liquid snake you'll find anywhere around.
He holds it up to the light and is like, "It's a mite cloudy."
Yeah, that's how you know it's good.
It's pretty opaque, in fact.
Yeah, that's how you know it's good.
He like looks at the ground. He's like, casts a shadow.
Uh-huh.
He's like, all right, a deal's a deal. He gives you, hands you the
keys.
The keys, yeah.
I'm floaty attached to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gesture.
Okay, I'm getting on the boat now. And Grayson gets in position to paddle, and it is just so confused. We head north.
I fall into the boat, and then whatever you guys are saying, I don't hear. So.
As soon as we're far enough out heading north, Grayson comes over to Craig, is like, Craig, what will happen when that man drinks that snake?
Oh man, I don't know. I guess we're all gonna find out when we get back.
Okay.
Nice.
Micah, is color returning to my skin? Do I seem more alive?
No.
Oh, okay. Bad.
You're not doing great. Hold on. I'm still writing this fort real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. So a mast. I wonder, can Grayson, who is an acrobat, climb up the mast? Oh yeah, he's gonna climb up the mast and take a good look around as we're sailing along.
I don't want you to get the wrong idea. It's not like a sailing ship mast. It's like a 10-foot tall pole. Yeah, you can get up there. You feel really good about showing off.
You're like a 13-year-old, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty small.
You're balancing on top of it. You feel very cool about that, but it's not offering you much more of a vantage point.
Okay, Grayson comes down, just okay.
You're about eye level with the trees, now.
Great. This is gonna get snagged in these trees as we paddle through this swamp. He goes back to paddling again. North? We're going north. Okay. How far away did they say that fort was? Anyone recall?
Far St. Craig is just out like a light, having a snooze, all of the energy he had was used going to the store, getting the snake, getting the boat.
Infamo, what did he do? What did you do? What did he do?
What did he do?
Yes. Why is he like this?
He butt chugged some vampire blood, buddy. You know what butt chugging is?
No, I have no idea what that is.
I was holding his ankles, and he took that vampire blood, and he just stuck it in his butt, and just,
Why? Why would anyone do that?
I mean,
why would you even drink vampire blood?
But he didn't drink it.
Anus. Yes.
Technically it's drink. And you that you hear Farcine Craig laugh at you saying he didn't drink it. He's like
And you helped him do this?
Listen, man, when someone wants to butt chug, you just let them,
You gotta let them.
You gotta let them, guys.
I know you're a 13-year-old boy, but this is just something you gotta learn in life. I mean, have you met this guy?
You'll understand it when you're older.
Yeah.
I think I have learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Craig's definitely in his freshman party stage still, You
guys are so wise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The young, so wise. Yes. I learned my lesson. Okay. Well, is he gonna die? this 13-year-old boy looks up at you with these watery eyes, just is he going to die?
He might already be dead.
Yeah, might be. I feel like if he was really gonna die, he probably would have died already. So
okay. Well, what are we gonna do when he dies? Because I say we take his stuff and throw him over the side of the boat.
Yep, good call there, buddy. You're learning. Look at you.
I come to him hey, wait. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, I was just saying that your sword's really nice and that
dibs.
Of course.
Dibs, what the fuck? I'm not gonna die.
It's cool. Go back to sleep, buddy. Just to get some rest.
But if I die, okay, Info, if I die, you can take my sword. But
done.
But I want you to bury my body respectfully.
Sure. Absolutely.
Goes back to sleep. Doesn't even question.
It's just like, no. Mm-mm. He's going straight in the swamp.
Yep.
No. Straight in the swamp.
Right in there.
Straight in the dang swamp.
So you've been traveling for a little while. What's going on? Are you paddling? Are you sailing or what?
I think we're paddling. Well, I'm not paddling.
Sail away.
I think the word was that we were paddling, right?
Yeah, Grayson's paddling.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm paddling.
So
I'm actually
child. We have our child labor. You just like.
I've got 13 strength. Like, it's not bad.
We're a strong party. Tough boy.
While you're paddling, sorry, Hunter. What's your name? Farseeing Craig, right?
Yeah, Farseeing Craig.
Farseeing Craig, why don't you roll me a d6, please? Since you are not paddling.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, that's nice. Perfect. Nothing happens. Noon comes, then afternoon, and then creeping on into evening. Sun's starting to go down. You feel better. You don't feel like great, but you're not.
Okay.
Feeling like
better?
shit anymore. Yeah.
Oh. Did I get any HP or anything back?
Oh, the whole day. Yeah, like you've been recovering HP the whole day. Oh. You're fine. You're back up to full. But you're still at like the -2 strength index.
Cool. Am I wake up my man?
Fine. Yeah,
I feel better.
Mm-hmm.
God, man.
I would say you like get some color back, but you don't.
Yeah. I should have drank that shit, man. That was a bad idea.
Nah.
No, you're good.
Listen, we talk.
I'm like,
Grayson
I pull
here.
out my little notebook and I'm like, kind of going through and like noting like what I took, how I took it, effect length.
You're trip recording, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trip recording actually. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm doing.
You're like, I'm seeing tracers, and everyone else is like, those are fireflies.
Whoa, man! I'm still kind of in it, honestly.
Was that a giant centipede? And they're all like, yes,
here. This is bat country,
Yeah, you've seen like so many fucking frogs just like sitting on lily pads and stuff, and you're like, bro, there's a lot of frogs here, and everyone else is like, yeah.
There's a lot of frogs here. Yep.
I'm just constantly casting detect sadness and trying like feel the animal's energy.
You're trying to.
Grayson is incredibly sad.
You're trying to make sure everyone else is having a good time.
Yeah.
No.
Are you guys okay?
Grayson's sad. No, Grayson's sad about the world and the silly people things do with their butts.
That's fair.
Well, you got a long life ahead of you, buddy.
So yeah, by
just
this
doesn't
point,
get it yet.
Sun's coming down. What do you want to do? You want to pull over for the night? Or you want to keep going through the night?
I feel like we want to keep going through the night, right?
I feel like your trademark is making terrible fucking decisions. So what I would prefer to do is just pull over for the night.
Yeah, let's find a spot that we can like tie up to like a manzanita tree or something, and
as you're discussing this, the sun finally like goes below the horizon, and Hunter, you feel fucking great.
Sick.
You have now a +2 to strength and dexterity.
Nothing bad happening here, y'all.
I was gonna say that's not gonna discourage his behavior at all.
Like, I like flex, and I'm like, I feel great.
See, this is why you butt chug, Grayson.
He smiles, and you see that some of his teeth are sharper and a little bit longer.
Nice. Well, I think. Do I feel like I need to sleep?
No, you feel fine.
Hey guys, if you want to take a break for a few hours, I'm good to keep a watch out.
Well, I mean, if you feel that good, we can just sleep in the boat and you can keep on paddling, right?
Yeah, I love that idea. Let's do that.
All right.
Grayson down, I slap him on the back.
You hear like his spine crack a little bit.
No, sorry, man. Done to my own strength. Now he's gone full jock. So yeah, I guess that.
Wimp.
Grayson goes and sits in the back of the boat, whittling a little piece of wood, just like kind of like resting, but not like really sleeping, just like looking forward at like Craig, like, oh, this is not good.
Yes. So, since you're continuing through the night, both of the others are sleeping. The mosquitoes are horrible. I don't think you're sleeping well. There's a lot of noise. It's rocking. There's mosquitoes everywhere.
As far as seeing Craig singing, you know.
Oh yeah. Are you doing it under your breath or?
Oh no.
Okay. I like to imagine that you start under your breath and then that you like lose like your sense of.
Yeah, I'm saying Batrachian girls wearing long curls and drinking their rum at night. You know, just fucking.
So Hunter, since you were rowing, why don't you give me or since you're awake, why don't you roll me a d6, please?
Wait, Enfil, are you asleep as well?
Oh, I'm trying. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I roll a 3.
Okay. Yeah, you go. You have to backtrack a few times because it's tough. You actually see a few bats like flying overhead, and the weird thing about it is you don't really see them at first. You just kind of like know they're there.
Nice.
And then you see them. It's trick of the light, whatever. It's fine.
Whatever, you don't think too hard about it.
Yeah,
it's a weird night.
You don't think about it too bad. You continue onward through the night. The stars wheel overhead. You kind of pick your way forward with precision because of that. Do the rest of you have any like torches or anything on board that you're keeping light with? If you're trying to sleep, you probably don't, right?
Yeah,
I bought a lantern and some oil, and as the sun was going down, I would have like set it up on the post away from any like really flammable things, just to have a light source. So,
okay.
But it has a way to kind of close it, so Craig at his discretion can open and close it if he wants to.
I think at some point in the night, like once the sun is fully gone down, Craig, your eyes start to like water just like being near this thing, the ambient light, and you kind of realize that like when you look forward, like I assume it's behind you, like hanging on the mast or something, when you look forward straight ahead without it in your view, you can see fine. It's almost like it's daytime.
Everything's going. Then, it's going great.
But when you look to the side, it kind of like blurs your vision. It's like a film, like the weird discrepancy on film when it gets the light bleed on it.
Man, can we put that thing out?
What?
Can you put the light out?
Grayson gets up like begrudgingly and goes over. And you sure you want it out?
Yeah, I can barely see with it on.
Looks Grayson's up for like a moon. Looks up like a moon, just like, okay, like snuffs the light and then like goes back muttering something to Grung and then goes and lays it down.
Soon you all get some pretty decent night vision just because you're outside of civilization. You've never actually experienced this where like you've always been in semi-civilized lands where there's like some light in the city or whatever. You can see pretty well by the light of the stars, but Hunter, Farseeing Craig, you are living up to your name. You can see perfectly well.
Nice. I'm just keeping my eyes north. We're heading for this fort,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like besides being a diviner, you just feel this like unerring sense of direction too. So you're good to go.
There's no way this is gonna go bad, guys. Trust me. Nothing bad.
Yeah.
Micah would never set us up to have a bad time.
Nope.
Do you remember when I
Grayson's
said?
Starting to come around.
Do you remember when I said earlier that the funniest thing that I could think of to do for you was to kill you?
Not currently alive. Is that what's going on?
I thought of something funnier, so let's go with this. Yeah, by this point it's like nearing dawn, and like you can't see the sun, like it's not rising yet. You feel it.
Right.
You have this like the part of the sense of direction is that you have this like unerring sense of the time or of the sun, like moving below the planet. You know,
Nice.
like you know where it is. You know it's about to come up in a couple of hours.
I like shake awake and feel I'm like, hey, I think it's gonna be your shift to drive here for a little bit.
What?
Did the kid drive yet?
Wait, what'd you say?
Didn't you say info?
Infel? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, but listen. If you're so no, you got it, Grayson. You're good.
You still have a few more hours before dawn even starts breaking. But
Okay, well, close to dawn, I'm gonna awaken my comrades and be like, hey, I'm gonna have to roll up in some blankets or something. I don't know why. The sun's really bugging me. I think it's my sunburn from yesterday.
Oh,
So.
really? I can't. I'm getting like stress headaches or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, you know, when you get a really bad sunburn and you have a terrible, terrible headache, like I feel like that's what I'm feeling, right?
I feel really weak and like anemic.
Yeah.
Grayson looks around again and is like, really? I haven't really felt the sun since we came into the swamp. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling weird. So maybe still just some after effects from butt chugging that vampire blood.
Farseeing Craig is like, I feel like I have quantifiably less blood than I normally do.
Well, I don't feel like I need this cloak. Here, he takes his cloak off and gives you his cloak.
Yeah, I wrap it around me and like I find other stuff and I just put like to where like no sun's touching me and I just go to sleep.
Listen,
you're still rowing. You still have a few hours before dawn.
Well, when dawn. Okay, well we'll keep rowing until dawn. So.
I mean, nothing you gotta learn, Grayson, is you can get sunburned on a cloudy day. All right.
Yeah, it might be worse. It diffuses it. You get it all over.
Mm-hmm. All over.
So as you're still rowing, you still have a few more hours before sunrise. You see to the north west these like glimmers of light through the trees, and to you it almost looks like a searchlight.
Ooh. So who's rowing us? Is it still
I'm still rowing, right?
Yeah.
So we decided that's not happening because we still have hours. Wake up, everyone! Wake up! Wake up! Start shaking. I'm like pushing them with my foot.
Okay.
Hey, there's someone over there. There's searchlights over there.
Grayson readies a bow.
Are you looking over there too?
Yeah.
You don't see shit.
What are you talking about,
Right there.
Where? I don't see
he points
anything.
to whatever direction I see the lights from.
There's no lights in that
like,
direction.
You really like strain your eyes, Grayson, and you can kind of see like very faint, almost like diffused, foggy firelight coming from that direction.
Oh, there is something.
There's something over there.
Grayson, you can kind of see in the sky that there's like a trail of smoke coming from the or not, Grayson, sorry, Farseeing Craig, you see it in the sky. It's way too dark to see anything for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like there's a campfire. I think there's people. Should we keep going or are we stopping? They could have stuff. They could taste really good. Have you ever thought about that?
No.
They could. No. They could taste really good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Weird. No, yeah, right. Not that. Maybe they can help us out in some other ways, though. No, maybe they could.
What? They're supposed to be pirates at this fort, right? Infamo?
Yeah,
Do you remember
and it's
pirates?
good to know what everyone's blood type is in the area, so that we need it.
Oh, wait. So I got stuff written down here about the sea wolf. What is the sword of the sea wolf? That's not something that I have, is it?
I think it is. I think that's what you grabbed. I think you grabbed
Wait, so I have a sword the whole time?
Yeah, you had a magical sword. I forgot about it. Yeah, until now.
Oh, that comes to my mind now.
Oh my god. So cuts all fiber, controls ropes, and I get 2d6 with advantage to attack?
Yeah, it's a magic sword. It'll cut through any fiber like instantly.
Okay. But then also I got something about Ulk and Dave's Journey to the North are pirates. And scribble with plunder, and something about a empire, foggy.
So I see this as you actually reading sticky notes, like as intel.
I'm gonna retcon that and say that 2 days journey to the north is the pirate place.
Gotcha.
Man, some peasant villagers told us that. What do they know?
Yeah, they're off on their estimation, but it's.
So I'm like, hey, you guys want to go fucking raid some pirates?
I mean,
they're
listen,
pirates.
Cool.
Grayson, think they're bad people, and think of how good their blood will taste.
What are you talking about, man?
He
just stares at you.
I get a little scared here.
For your butt, or like?
Oh, we're past that, man.
Oh, so in your mouth now.
Yeah, you got it.
Your butt is actually really itchy right now.
Listen, it's craving it.
Are you heading that way, or are you gonna
now we're
scout
heading
it out, or what?
Yeah, I think we're gonna like slowly we're gonna do what you do when you're playing like a battle royale and you like circle in, you know?
Oh, sure. You kind of like come up to the edge of the trees, and you can see now. Grayson, you can actually see the light. Infel, you can see the light. It's like pretty diffused. The swamp is pretty foggy right now, but yeah, I saw that too.
Don't give him ideas.
That was the idea, but that's fine.
Okay. Well.
You can see that this is actually firelight. It's not like a roaring fire. It's not like a bonfire or campfire or anything. It's actually coming from this like low stone building in the middle of the swamp. It's like on a raised berm of earth. It's not a fort. It's like a single building. But it is a tavern. You can see a sign hanging out front, but you can't really see what it is because it's far away.
Oh.
Okay.
Tavern.
But yeah, now that you're close to it, you can see the light coming from it, and it like hurts your eyes because it's very bright compared to the darkness out here.
Yeah, I think we should just go in. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, there could be a vampire, and then you could drink his blood with your butt. But I guess the odds of that happening twice are not very likely. So
yeah, exactly. The worst that could already happen has already happened. We're over the hill.
Lightning doesn't strike twice.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, then fuck it. Lead the way. Oh. All
right.
Oh, Craig. Grayson's just in the back muttering about like, oh, the worst thing that could happen is that Craig could go drink people's blood in this tavern. Great. But yeah, let's go.
There are a few like docks off this berm of earth that like lead into this kind of open channel around it. The tavern is kind of set to one side of the berm here, and then it continues onward. And like, are you tying up your boat and like being normal? You're not like trying to sneak or anything?
Yeah, I think we're ready for open naive conflict and not sneaky and tactitious action.
There's actually another boat here. There's a rowboat. It's shittier than yours. Don't worry. And then there's a stable connected to the bar. But you step out. You kind of climb up. It's pretty steep berm of earth too. You like climb up onto it and
like leaning halfway forward, kind of steep.
Yeah, there's actually some steps like cut into it, but they're also like really shallow, and it's horrible. You feel fine going up, but you have good dexterity right now. You have perfect balance. You get up there and you're like, "Come on, guys, let's go!" And everyone else is like,
I'm like galloping up there. I'm just like bounding, you know.
This is fine. This is great.
As we're going up, Grayson like tugs on Infamel's like sleeve and is like, "Hey, do you still have the rock? Does Craig have the rock? Who's got the rock?"
You know what? I got no idea.
I think you still have the rock.
Who did you point out?
Ryan.
Oh, Infel. Okay. All right, I got the rock. What is this rock again? It's
the rock that killed Cain. It's the first weapon, or Abel. The first weapon.
And it kills anything on like a 1 in 20 chance to kill anything, right?
You roll it, yeah. I'll probably nerf that, but yeah, sure.
It has hit several times.
I wrote it for a different system, and it was a D100. But bastards don't use a D100, so I'll use something else.
Cool.
Yeah, you get up there. You see that the berm is actually like a road. There's a flagstone road across the swamp here, and it's high enough above the swamp that like it doesn't get wet. It's pretty well constructed, pretty even. It is covered in moss, like it's very rarely used. And then like maybe 50 feet after the tavern, it just like trails away into the swamp. Like they just didn't finish it. But it stretches out west as far as you can see.
I think I'm gonna kick open the door of the tavern.
By this point, you see that there's like a dark wood sign out front that's got these 3 rabbits in like a circle connected by their ears, which is an ancient medieval, heraldic symbol called a tierce. And this is, you can see underneath it says the Flying Tierce Tavern. Sick.
Hey, a tierce. And I
You can't open the door.
I kick open the door.
It wasn't locked, but it was like shut. It was latched, and you just burst in through the, like it breaks the handle off. It's just one of those little like lift the latch handles, so it's whatever. But the proprietor is not super stoked with that.
I'm like surprised. I'm like, I can cover that.
He's like, I heard you all scrambling up that step out there. I wondered who was out there, but I guess it's you.
It's us, the vampire slayers from town.
I don't want any. There was a vampire?
Yeah.
He kind of looks perplexed and very tired. It's like you woke him from sleep with your shenanigans.
Oh.
Out in the common room here. Well, let me see who's here. Actually. There's this proprietor. Who else we got? Why don't you roll me a d6, please, there, Hunter?
No, Mike, I keep rolling 3s. Ryan, you roll a d6.
I think you're the one to kick open the door and piss people off, right?
Damn. I roll a 2 this time.
Did you roll the 3 first, or did you roll?
No, I said that because I keep rolling. I open up my dice roller.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you kick in the door. The first thing you see, you thought it was a bear. There's just this mound of flesh sitting in front of the fire. And then it kind of shifts, and you see like an eye, a very human-looking eye, peering over a shoulder. It kind of blinks a little bit, and then moves back down. This dude is easily like 12 feet tall.
I'll have what he's having.
And he's just curled up next to the fire. The bartender's just like, okay. Walks over to the bar, gets behind the bar, and starts drawing off a draft. And you see that he has actually pulled up a bucket and is drawing the draft into that.
Okay.
Remembering his wizard school fraternity days.
Grayson's going to approach the bar and says, while you're at it, I'll have a little bit of something, not a bucket. What?
He kind of looks at you and then takes a shot glass and dips it in the bucket and gives it to you.
Aren't you like 12?
13, but
said every millennial ever. Yeah.
It's an old 13. It's a hard 13.
But I've been drinking ale since
like
I was little. I mean, how else do you drink? The water's bad.
He says, I've been drinking ale since I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm an adult. 13 is an adult these days. Come on.
In the medieval times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy kind of like does some mental calculations and he's like, that'll be 30 gold. Do you want anything? And he points at you, Imfel.
Oh, nope. I'm good on that, I guess. Not for 30 gold.
30 gold?
I open up my coin purse and I'm like, I don't have that.
Guy's just like, you realize I emptied like the entire barrel for this bucket.
I mean, it's still there. You can still use it.
The guy puts the bucket down behind the bar. He's like, that'll be 1 gold. And he points at your shot glass.
And I give him 2 just to be like, I'm so sorry about this guy.
I put 2 silver on the bar and I slide him over to him. I was like, for the door latch.
And he's like, it'll take a week before someone from the Empire comes down this way and I can order a new one. But okay.
I put a 3rd silver on the bar.
Do you all need lodging for the night?
Yes, please.
Might as well. What is lodging running?
He's like, great. That'll be 5 gold for a night.
Okay. Grayson puts another 5 gold for the common room?
Sure.
Or for our own rooms?
He's like, we have 1 extra room that I don't sleep in upstairs, and that one is already being rented. You will have to sleep next to... And he kind of looks over, and you hear that bear rumble, Sturmenthal. And he goes, you'll have to sleep with Sturmenthal.
Okay. That's fine. He looks warm. So...
There's like a single window that's not glazed over with smoke enough that you can actually kind of see outside. The bartender looks through it and he sees that it's almost dawn and he just goes, Jesus Christ, and like starts walking back upstairs.
I'm gonna take that cloak I was offered earlier by Grayson and like cover all of my face and skin and crawl under a table, like against the wall, ideally.
Yeah, you do that. You're good.
Okay.
You see Sturmenthal reach out with this giant hand and grab a bucket that was next to him, and he takes a slurp out of it and then puts it back down.
Well, I guess we'll stay here for the rest of the morning.
Yeah, it's about an hour. He definitely way overcharged you for that night.
I know. I was like,
oh, I'm sleeping here through part of the day. So,
okay. Then Grayson just kind of makes himself comfortable and is glad not to be being eaten alive by mosquitoes. So, kind of gets where he needs to and waits.
Yeah, that's fair.
Waits and waits.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I'm just... Is there like a dartboard or anything in here? Or is there like...
No, it's pretty bare bones. It's mostly just like...
Damn.
Really thick stucco walls. Fire with a perpetual stew boiling over it.
Another perpetual stew?
They all got perpetual stews.
How about that stew?
It's actually, before the bartender leaves, you see him like chop up a turtle and throw some in there and then go back upstairs.
Nice. Yeah, how much for some of that stew?
He just like waves at his, like he's already up the stairs and you just see a hand come out and like, whatever, wait, you know.
Oh yeah, Grayson's going and having some stew then too.
I'll have some stew, yeah.
By this point, Farsi and Craig, your stress headache has come back. You're not feeling good anymore. You can feel it pounding behind your eyelids.
Back at my -2.
No, you're not in sunlight. I think you're fine, but you just don't feel good. So the rest of you, you're eating your stew. You're kind of groggy. You take some swigs of your ale or water, I guess. Sturmenthal grumbles, farts into sleeps, and then rolls over closer to the fire.
When he rolls over, do we like feel the place move a little bit?
No, but it's kind of scary. It's just like at an atavistic level of seeing this giant move.
As the sun begins to come up, Grayson is going to go look around the building, like outside. He's going to go check out the stables and just kind of see what's around here.
Yeah, there's actually a horse in the stables. A single horse. There's a donkey and like some chickens running around in there too, but they're like not tethered or anything. They just kind of seem like they live there, you know.
Yeah, they're not really any place to go. So
Yeah.
Does Farsi Craig have any hunger of any kind that I should deal with?
Yeah, you feel hungry as normal.
Okay.
You can eat some of the stew.
Yeah, I eat some of the stew as well.
Your mouth tingles. It's like very spicy. Like incredibly spicy.
Spicy.
Is it spicy to me?
No.
Ah.
And fucking shit burn.
Maybe you should put it in your butt.
oh gosh.
I'm just saying it hasn't led you wrong so far.
We don't know that yet. I don't know what's going on. Am I turning into a vampire or something
Pick
worse?
up them ankles, son.
Waste them up.
Yeah, so from now on, I just have this cloak on me, like full.
You're like, wow, I'm gonna cut the hood off, and then you pop it up, and it's got the big triangular like collar.
Why would I cut the hood off? I'm like, fucking no, I'm here.
You're like, I really wish I had something to close it, and then you find an amulet with a big red stone in the middle.
I start talking like this.
I don't know why, but these teeth are making me talk like this. Your hair develops a sharp widow's peak.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Everywhere you go, there's a light shining directly in your eyes. Yeah. You're examining outside. There's simple bar stuff. There's nothing really untoward out here that jumps out at you.
Do I get a feeling that this building was built specifically to be an inn, or was it designed to be
definitely
something else?
It was definitely an inn.
Okay.
By this point, it's like dawn, probably like 6 a.m. or so. You hear footsteps coming down the stairs. I assume you're back inside by this point. Like you didn't really see anything outside.
Sure.
You hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and this dude in like travel stained, really light, like, linen, all white, kind of fancier gear. He looks almost like a noble, but he's wearing this wide-brimmed white hat, and he's got these two little black round sunglasses on.
Oh, hey man, where'd you get those sunglasses? I really need some.
I commissioned these. Glad that you are a connoisseur of fashion. It's very nice to see in these here climes. It is setting up to be a scorcher today. And he starts waving himself with his hat.
Are you Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Why, I admire your forthrightness. No, unfortunately, I am, in fact, well, let's just call me the gourmand.
Oh.
And he sits down in the corner and picks up this broadsheet and begins reading it.
Are you a vampire?
A vampire? Heavens, no. I wouldn't be able to travel as far as I do if I was a vampire, a beast of the night, some sort of sun-fearing, God-fearing, unholy abomination.
Do you have any backup sunglasses I could buy off you?
Why, yes, I do. I tell you what, you don't need to buy them.
Thanks.
You just got to do me a favor.
Sure, anything, really.
Now, I'll tell you what, I am like I said, I am the gourmand, but I'll tell you, I am a man of a distinct culinary taste. I'm looking for exciting things to eat. I ate done near everything in the empire out there. Cow, chicken, venison, boar, javelina, done near everything. But I come out here to taste the more exotic fare, lurks, catfish, that kind of fare. And I still haven't found anything to tantalize my palate. You find me something no one else done eat before, and I will give you these sunglasses.
Have you tried chicken?
I believe I have. I believe that was one of the first things on my list there. In my experience, most things I've eaten do taste, in fact, like said bipedal, foul.
Okay, deal.
All right, I will be waiting here, and I will give you these. And he pulls them out of a pocket on his shirt, and he kind of winks them at you.
Okay, we go about our business.
All right. Stormenthal wakes up. How long are you staying here? You stand until like midday, or?
Yeah, I think midday, right? Then we can head out and row north. How you feeling? How you guys feeling?
That feels good to me. I'm good with that.
Yeah, same thing.
We're just gonna I'm just gonna keep an eye out for rare eats for this guy. I'm not actively going shopping for him.
Okay.
Did you ask the guy if he'd ever drank a snake?
Oh. Head back to the Goemon. I was like, hey, have you ever tried liquid snake?
Liquid snake? He like folds down the broadsheet. He was like, nah, I done eaten a snake before in the throes of starvation, but I ain't never drank one. By what means do you propose to liquefy said reptilian?
Magic.
Oh, I am intrigued by this, I must say.
So we do the exact same thing we did with the different person, and I just bottle a snake for this guy.
The bartender, whose name is Salumene, he is like, that'll be a gold.
I give him a gold. Here you
He
go.
gives you an empty bottle.
This guy is fucking robbing us blind.
Yeah,
He just says,
absolutely.
go with God, and then gives you the bottle.
You go.
Gung bless you, guy.
Go with Gung. Yeah, he says, via con Gungos.
the official farewell from the Church of Gung,
Yeah, nice.
Via Kungungos.
So you go outside and you bottle another snake.
I do the thing, yeah.
Yeah, you do the thing that you're wont to do.
Yeah.
You actually can't find a snake.
Even if I detect snakes?
Yeah, there ain't none nearby. Sorry.
Okay. Well, then we'll head out. I think we'll just row.
You found one. You got one. There it is.
God damn.
So you squeeze. I assume. I don't know why, but I think it's funny to like imagine it that you like wring it out like a washcloth. And then after you're done, there's just nothing left.
Yeah,
the entire snake is liquefied into the bottle.
Where did it go?
Yeah, it's like a sleight of hand thing.
I'm just like a cheap parlor magic. Like
you come back in and like I don't think I've described it yet. It's fucking gross. Like it's not like gory. It's not like you wrung a snake out and it died. It's like the color of the snake. Yeah. But there's like a few like a scale floating up against the side of the bottle, and there's like an eye, and you see the tongue like flicker a little bit. And like I said, it's completely opaque. It's like gross looking. But you hand it to the dude, and he kind of like seems to examine it, and then smiles and like taps on where the eye is and gives you a nod, and he just like starts chugging, and you see his throat just like working. Like the other guy, you assume it tastes horrible, and the other guy, probably like, but he's just like, boom, 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 and like a little bit trickles out, and he just goes, ah. Now that was a mighty unique experience, I gotta say. Here you go, son, and he hands you the shades. What is your name? I want to remember you.
I'm Far-Seeing Craig.
Well, Far-Seeing Craig, it is good to meet you, and I hope to avail myself of your unique abilities at some point in the future as well. I hope this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership.
Are you the devil?
He just laughs.
He laughs back. I'm laughing back. I'm like, ha ha ha. And I guess we go to the boat.
All right. Yeah. So you hop on and you're about to head off north again?
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. So, Craig, are you sleeping through the day or what?
I think Craig is wrapped up sleeping through the day.
I don't think it's even intentional. I don't think you meant to. I think you just like fell asleep in a huddle against the mast. The rest of you, who's taking point here? Who's like navigating?
I guess I am. I figured I'd be up front and Infamil would be paddling from the back.
Okay, so why don't you roll me a d6, please, Andy?
That is a 1.
Oh, perfect. Finally. Roll me a d20, please.
Uh-oh. 12.
It's nothing. All right. You paddle for a couple hours and eventually
2d6 goblins.
Oh, lordy.
you eventually see a canoe in an adjacent one of these little channels of water. You see 2 people in this canoe.
Infamel, I see another vessel, small, 2 people in it. How far away are they?
100 feet or so. You can kind of see them through the mangroves and stuff, but soon they'll be able to see you.
Okay. Just 2 people in a canoe. Think we should be afraid?
As you say that, you see them start like canoodling.
Oh.
Nah, I think we're good. Did you need another lesson?
No, I'm just going to close my eyes. Go more to the west.
Yeah, like as you're talking about that, you see like a shirt fly off over the bow of the canoe.
Well, I don't even need this book today. And I pat the porn in my pocket.
Oh. Infel's like, that's going in the wank bank. All right.
Boom, boom.
Grayson starts paddling faster to get like past them, so they're like out of view.
Infel is kind of like accidentally slowing down, and you end up like start to turn the boat.
The boat starts like rocking just like a tiny bit with Grayson looking away.
Yeah, you move past them. You go out of sight. Sorry, I gotta get
all right.
Right window. There we go. Yeah, you continue onward. Are you stopping for lunch or anything, or what? About midday or so.
Sure.
Craig's like, fuck no, keep going. Yeah, you stop. By this point, you can kind of see. Well, I assume since you're the acrobat, you probably like climb up to the mast or climb a tree or something. You kind of get your bearings, and you see ahead of you, kind of pretty far on the horizon, a couple more miles away, you see a building, a structure of some sort. And it's to the north, presumably it's the fort.
I believe I see the fort, Infamel. It's to the north still, some miles away, I think. I'm not great at telling these distances, but we're almost there. Shall we eat while we row and continue? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta wake Craig up at some point. We can't go to the fort. Just 2 of us.
I don't know.
At this current pace, you will reach it at about nightfall.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect, because we know Craig can't operate during the day.
Craig can't hang, man.
Yeah. He's been weird since the old butt incident.
Listen, sometimes you do drugs and it changes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very true. It is quite true.
Lordy. Okay, we continue on.
Okay. When did you want to cut this session? Do you want to keep going or what?
I mean, we could, if we want to just start with the fort next time. It's up to you. I know it's a little bit later for you on the East Coast.
I think the fort is a good place to cut it, but if not, I mean, I can keep going, but I figured that's a good place to do it.
Yeah, it sounds a good spot. I can take a little nap before work. The stream is more set up for next time, so we can get going a little bit quicker, and I think we're good to go for 6 months from now when we get another day to stream. Batrachian Swamps. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll continue for a little bit then. You keep going. Grayson, are you still in the front?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you roll me another d6, please?
Okay. Another 1.
Perfect. Roll me another d20 as well, please.
Nice.
That is a 16.
16. Okay. You see a shadow pass near you in the water. As it gets closer, it looks a lot like a catfish, like one of these giant catfish. You see like the sinewy tail. As you get closer, you see that there are like 2 points on the head section of it.
It's like a horned catfish? Interesting.
What do you do?
I just really instinctually young, unwise man knock an arrow and shoot at the thing.
The water kind of goes quiet for a little bit, and then something immediately boils upward out of the water. You get a flash of scales, fins, and bovine rage as a merbull shoots out of the water and begins to start to attempt to gore your boat.
You say a merbull?
Yeah. Why don't we roll initiative real quick?
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! Okay.
God. Okay.
Do I add anything to my initiative from?
I think it's just a D6, right?
You roll a D20 under your wisdom.
Oh, that's not high
my wisdom.
Whoops.
No, I definitely went way over.
Pass.
Okay. That's actually probably.
I'm definitely over. Yeah.
Hold on, just a second. God, how many things did I write in this fucking game? You gotta scroll so far to find anything. Okay, there we go.
Bum 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 bum. Na 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 na. Oh, fancy 10 valve music. Na 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 na.
Hunter, you play music?
Like in no.
No. Okay. I'm good to go whenever. Sorry, I had to roll some stuff.
You're fine.
Yes. So who succeeded?
I did.
Just you?
I did not.
Okay. Ryan, did you succeed or fail?
I did not succeed.
Okay. So, Hunter, you are going first.
Sick.
Okay.
So we're in the boat and this merbull is charging at the boat.
Yeah, you can see the tail like thrashing the water as it like rams towards you.
I'd like to cast protection from water on myself.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that
sure.
I'm protected from falling into the water.
Okay, that's interesting. I think what that does is like makes you hydrophobic.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense.
So like all the water droplets that hit you just like roll off immediately. If you're knocked into the water, I think you'll have more time before you start sinking, but you will still sink.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll just be in like a bubble of like nothing until you're in like beneath the surface.
I rolled a 1. So.
Oh, you don't have to roll if it's like yourself, so you're good to go.
Oh. Yeah, so I cast my protection from water for myself. I'm just like,
yeah,
I mumble, and I'm sorry. I'm like, you know.
You immediately get a waxy surface.
All right, I'm ready.
So the bull, like right before you, right as you finish that, it just fucking rams the side of your boat. Let's see if that does any damage. It sure does.
Yay!
Let me determine how much HP a boat has. Oof.
Big oof.
That is ironic. Okay. And how much damage does that do? Let's say... Let's just do a d6. Ooh, so it slams into the boat, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. Like the horn kind of like scratches along the side. It definitely rocks the boat. I'm gonna say, Andy, I think you had time to like see it coming, and then Imfell, I think, or Ryan, you did as well. But Hunter, I think you were busy trying to cast your spell. So why don't you give me a luck to stay in the boat? No, let's just do a dex check.
Okay.
That might not actually be better thinking about it.
And what time of day is it actually?
It's daylight.
It's not better. I fail.
Okay. So you are knocked out into the water.
But that's okay because I have protection from water.
It feels strange right now. Yeah. I'll say you got a round to like figure out what you're doing before you start sinking. So that's the bull's turn. Grayson and Imfell, you are up.
All right. I'm going to try my new bow and shoot yes, I'm going to use my new bow and try and shoot at this this bull. Does it look like it's going to come back, or does it look like it's
like it hit the boat and then kind of like swam under it. Now it's on the other side.
Okay, I'll shoot at it then.
Okay.
And I got a 15, but I think my dexterity. Oh, I matched my dexterity.
That's fine. That's actually a crit whenever I usually play. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got my dexterity then. So for a medium weapon is
roll just a d6 and then I'll double it.
Okay. 5.
Okay, 10 damage. Wow, that's a lot. It definitely hits it. I think you hit it like in the head, and you see it. It kind of comes up, and instead of fur, it's got these really tiny scales all over it, and you see a bunch of them come off. It seems like they're pretty hard, but otherwise, it looks just like a bull. It's got the 2 horns poking out, bovine face. The eye is like yellow, like a fish eye. But otherwise, it's half bull, half fish.
Creepy. Okay, cool.
It's a monster!
And as it like at you, you know.
I was waiting for that.
Imfell, you are up.
Is there any way I could have, as it peeked on the other side of the boat, hit it with my sword and or try to hit it as it like comes back into range for the next hit? Like be prepared to like swipe at it, or?
Yeah, if you want to end your turn now, I'll say that immediately after its next turn, you can try to swipe at it. And I'll give you, well, you already have advantage to hit, so yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't think I could like pull out my bow, shoot it, and then pull out my sword for the next time, right? Is that a thing that?
No, you can do one or the other though.
Yeah, so then I can't. I'm out of range, so I can't really.
How about you temporarily move up in initiative, so like you can go with Hunter next if you ready yourself.
Okay, yeah, already with my sword of the sea wolf to try to swipe at it when it tries to hit the boat again.
All right. Hunter, you passed, right?
Passed
your
what?
Initiative.
Yeah, I did.
You succeeded. Yeah.
So
you are currently on the water. You feel it like starting. You're trying to like dip down into it. What do you do?
I'm going for the boat, baby.
Okay, you're not too far out of it. You can just kind of like reach up and grab it. You haul yourself on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your turn. You do that.
Perfect. Can I hold myself on and hold on to the rail?
Yeah, sure. You like loop a rope around yourself and like hold on.
You bet.
The bull starts charging again. I'm gonna roll to see if it hits, but you do the same, Ryan.
So I need to roll under my strength to hit it, but I get advantage on the attack.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, you have that dumb magic sword that does a shit ton of damage too, huh?
Yeah, I got a 20 and a 7, so I succeed.
You succeed. Okay.
Nice.
The bull also succeeds, and this time it does a lot more damage. it punctures 2 holes straight into the side, and it kind of like rips its head back, and like just a chunk of the side of the boat is gone.
So like as it's like ripping its head off and the boat comes back, can I just be like standing there over like the gap and then just swing the sword down into its head?
Absolutely, yeah. So what did you get for damage?
So I get advantage to attack, but then the sword says 2d6 with advantage, so I'm rolling advantage on my damage, right?
Magic weapons are just 2d6.
Oh, what is 2d6 with advantage? All right.
Shouldn't be anything. It should. So like the attacks go like 1 damage for unarmed, 1d6 with disadvantage for small, 1d6 medium, 1d6 with advantage for heavy, and then 2d6 for magic.
2d6 with advantage to attack is what I wrote down. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I did a 5 and a 1, so 6.
Okay. Yeah, you hit it like in the neck, and you get pretty deep in there.
What color is its blood?
Red.
Okay.
I think fish also have red blood too, so.
Blood getting itchy.
All right, so Bull's turn. Brian, I'm gonna skip you for this turn because you just went instead of going first next time. Andy, you're up.
Are we sinking?
You're taking on water.
He's gonna focus on trying to stop the bull so the bull doesn't come back, and he's gonna shoot again. And I got a 4, so definitely
a hit.
Definitely gonna hit. And I got a 6 for my damage.
Nice. Yeah, it swims back on the other side of the boat, and it raises its head again to kind of like target find. And as it does, you literally get a bullseye.
Nice.
And you see it like start foaming up the water like a espresso stirrer, and foam starts coming out of its mouth, tinged with blood, and it eventually stops moving, and you see the rest of its body float up to the surface.
Okay.
It is dead.
Grayson grabs his rope, which he bought, and puts a loop around it and leans over the best he can and loops it around the bull's horn or head or whatever he can, and then turns his attention to the boat.
Yeah, sure. It's not great. If you were to hit any waves, it would probably be worse. But since you're in a swamp, it's pretty chill, you know?
Is it too late for me to cast protection from water on the boat?
I think it's a little late, yeah. You've got, like, this boat's got some, like, fixing supplies. You know, you can tar it up, and get some more wood and shit. It's not perfect, but it'll hold. And you can tar the other hole that the horn made. So, like, you're not sinking, but it's definitely worse for wear now.
We're not thriving.
Yeah, you're not 30 and thriving.
And we just have the mare bull just attached to the side of the boat like an old man in the sea situation right now, or?
Yeah, like I'm looping the rope around some kind of like rigging so that we can pull the thing with us.
I see what you're doing, and I actually hold up the sword of the sea wolf, and like all the ropes just kind of like coil out and actually like wrap around the thing and like pull it in tight and like rig itself up and around, because I control ropes, bitch.
You can control
That's
ropes.
awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. Oh, that's dope. Okay. Well,
so it's like strapped to us. Yeah. I should just be covered in rope and just have like rope shooting off of me to like wrap people up and stuff.
That'd be sick.
Do you have more rope, Grayson?
I just bought one. I'm assuming 50-foot section of rope.
I completely did not find this post-it note until after, so we'll have to stop. And I also think, just throwing this out there, because you got your sunglasses, right? But that guy was fucking weird, and he might have more weird stuff, right?
He might also be the Christian devil.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes. It's cool. But also, he might give us. Yeah. He might give us cool stuff for Mare Bull. Wonder if he's eating one. We should definitely at very least take a chunk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I just want to confirm that you are going to be dragging a free bleeding fish carcass through a swamp.
For a little bit.
My
there was a
intention-
pause there. Okay.
Yeah, my intention was for us to get to like a landy bit and like get ourselves a haunch or something, and maybe even take the head, you know. So
we were close to the fort, right? It was like
it's within sight now.
Yeah. Also, will this thing, since its floating dead body is on us, will it actually help keep the boat buoyant as well?
Sure. Yeah.
Micah's like, yeah, what the fuck, I realty. Yeah, so
that sounds good.
I think we pull to some sort of shallow and kind of take some chunks out of the bowl and put it away in the bag.
I think by this point, this fight with the bull, fixing the boat, tying it up, getting all this done, it's kind of pushed your time schedule back. So it's nearing night, and you find like one of the only actual hills in the swamp or nearby, and you kind of like, you know, it's some open land that's like 30 feet across or so. So like that's the primo real estate. You tie your boat
like
up.
hills though, do we? Is it moving? Is this hill moving?
I say hill, but it's just like enough of a hill to be out of the water.
All right. But we don't think this is like. Can I stab it real quick?
Yeah, you dink, and it just goes into this soft clay.
All right. Listen, we've seen some moving hills. I'm just double checking. All right.
Yeah. You tie it up to a sapling. Are you gonna make camp up here or what?
Yeah, I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
No fire. Grayson gets into his like sneaky weird mode. He's like, you know, we can see their fire, or we can see like smoke from the inn. Last thing we want to do is give away our position by making a fire. So no fire.
You're a weird fucking kid.
I know. I'm sorry.
It takes a little while to like coordinate. So you can command the ropes. But they're still not very strong. It takes a little while to like coordinate them to like scoot one half of the bull up and then the other half while they're like grippling onto trees.
Yeah. I'm basically got like rope golem like at some point is what's gonna happen.
Awesome.
It takes a while, but you eventually get this up onto dry land out of the swamp, and you can actually see that like parts of it have been nibbled off by like other fish as you've even roped this far. So that's probably a good idea to keep it out.
I'm so curious. Is it like fish meat or is it like beef? What is it? Is it both?
Are you gonna cut into it?
I'm so curious. Yeah,
fillet the shit out of this thing. Yeah.
Is there a tree that we can like hang it up in and like get some
picture and
heck yeah, all sorts of stuff.
It definitely has a haunch. It's got like it's got a little fin down there, like the pectoral fin or whatever on a fish. You can cut a piece of that off, and then it's got like a front leg that's like a bull's.
Best of both worlds, baby. Surf and turn.
Yeah.
So we need to carve, especially the part where they meet.
Yeah.
We gotta give that to the devil.
Yeah.
The meet where they meet, you know?
Yeah.
So if we like hang it and bleed it, I just want to say that at one point in time when no one's looking for us and Craig's like
all right, yeah.
You put your head under the fountain at the Taco Bell.
Wait a second. Thank you for reminding me. Craig, why don't you roll me a luck test, please?
Oh my god, am I gonna die? I rolled a 1.
So you succeed?
Sorry. I am looking at the wrong die. I rolled an 8 and I failed.
Okay. You do. As soon as you see this thing, are you like hoisting it up?
Yeah. Are we hoisting it up to the tree?
We're hoisting. It's a hoist situation.
As soon as you see it start dripping blood, you like can't help yourself, and you just like dip your fingers in the wound and start sucking the blood off of them.
Shit, man.
It's
okay.
Really gross. To you, even like it tastes terrible. But you physically cannot stop yourself from sucking it off your fingers, and you cannot spit it out.
Perfect.
It tastes like fishy beef. So are you?
I mean, that sounds like it's probably delicious, honestly, but whatever.
You'd think so, but like the combination of both those and being raw is pretty gross.
Okay.
You're cutting off the haunch, right? some of the haunch and from the front haunch.
Yeah.
So I think the section where it transitions from like fish to bovine is like of particular interest, but we want to capture both some of the fishy aspect and some of the bovine aspect of it as well.
If you're just tasting it for your own elucidation, you cut off a little bit of the fish.
I would cook it in my instance, but I've already said we're not going to start a fire, so
you can use your lantern.
We're just kind of saving flavor.
Cook it on top of the lantern hood there.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah,
no smoke,
easily. It's oil. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can't make a meal on it, but you can sample some of this stuff.
Right.
So the little bit that you cut off the fish, it tastes exactly like beef, but it's like white and flaky like fish flesh. And the bit that you cut off the front is red and stringy like beef, but it tastes exactly like fish.
Perfect.
Amazing.
It's actually incredibly unpleasant. Like it's like the cognitive dissonance of like seeing beef and tasting fish is horrible, and vice versa.
Yeah, so I think are we camping here for the night, or are we going to paddle on? Because you guys can sleep in the boat and I'll paddle on. The night's when I come alive. He starts dancing.
Are you saying that in character there?
Yeah, absolutely.
You say it with a lisp.
Okay.
You notice you kind of like bite your own lip a little bit, and you notice that your teeth have gotten longer.
You sure? Okay. My friends.
So it's not.
I will roll the ship.
Yeah, and at least I ruled that out. The anal denture.
Okay. So I think we can decide. Are we thinking that this might be a good place for us to call it for tonight?
I think so. Yeah.
I think we can decide next time whether or not we're hopping in the boat. We've just butchered our catfish bovine
mare bowl. So the fort you see in front of you, it's like
awesome,
built on this spit of rock outside of this hill that you're on, and then this place is the next highest.
Okay.
It's actually like solid ground. The fort has a low wall pretty much all the way around it. The island it's on is not big, but like the entire thing is
perfect,
held up by the fort. It's got low walls. Some of them are falling down. And it's got a lookout tower and then like a keep in the middle. And you can actually see there's like occasionally there's like a firelight inside the keep windows and along the top of the wall. So it's definitely manned. Like there's stuff there.
Excellent.
And then I think that's where we'll end. The night is falling.
Yeah.
You've killed your merbull. You see the fort in front of you. Hunter is doing great.
Yeah. We met the devil.
Maybe the Christian devil.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, and that was Batrachian Swamps, episode 2, only 2 months later.
Now on the Adventure Archive. So this is where it's pretty much gonna stay going forward here on the Adventure Archive. We will continue to try to piece together, as far as I know, as far as everyone is down, we're gonna keep trying to piece together the rest of Batrachian Swamps. So you might get it in piecemeal, so enjoy it when you get it. Here with the Pissboys. Wonderful something from Jared over at Spearwitch. There is, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, because you threw it in the chat, there's a code for 10% off Batrachian Swamps at Spearwitch. For 10% off for a month, it is ADV Archive. So it's our own code. Our first code, guys.
It's Advarchive,
All caps. Yeah. Advarchive. ADVARCHIVE.
That's a good NPC name. I'm gonna write that down.
Advarchive. So that means if you're listening, once this hits YouTube, it's February 13th. So this is good for about a month from now, from February 13th, 2023. Definitely check it out. Batrachian Swamps is a great adventure between Micah and Nate. It's fantastic. This is part, I guess I want to say part 1. What does the front say about this is your atlas? Because there's a second one as well.
Atlas. Yeah,
and Atlas. Yeah. So maybe we'll see once the Batrachian Swamps gets through. Maybe we'll just keep on going through Micah's world.
Trucking.
Yeah. Let's keep on doing it. So that is
up north is the desert of Yondo. If
the
you go
desert
far
of
enough.
Yondo.
So there you go. So Micah, where can everyone find your stuff?
You can find my stuff at my itch page, which I believe, and it's embarrassing to not know offhand.
No creator knows their itch page.
I believe
Every
it's
time
Micah.
we have one, they're like, "Fuck, it's hold on."
It is Micah-Anderson.itch.io.
Yeah, so definitely check out all of Micah's stuff. Bastards game that Micah just ran tonight. A lot of great stuff coming out for that, especially between Matt Morris and John Davis doing a lot of really great stuff with the Bastardized class that's coming out as well.
Yeah.
On top of that, as we said, you can get the Batrachian Swamps here at Spearwitch. Spearwitch also is, I think the month of Bastards is still going. There's more modules and stuff coming out from.
They're all the months of Bastards. All
Everything,
12
Yeah, so you can check out Bastards on Spearwitch. Grab a copy of that. I don't know if there's any pearlescent left. I don't know if there's any cookbooks left, but at least grab.
Little behind the scenes, I think Jared just ordered some more pearlescent, so I think we got some more coming in.
Perfect. So snag some pearlescents over at Spearwitch, and that's it. That's our show, and we will let you know ahead of time next time when we will be running episode 2. So this has been wonderful. You guys are fantastic. Anyone got any last words?
Via Congrung.
There we go.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on chugging.
Right. You guys all have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.